I was watching your team at the weekend. Old team, of course, Watford.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Tom Cleverley did really well against Middlesbrough.
Yeah, 1-0 win, yeah.
Yeah, it was good for them. Yeah,
Middlesbrough got booed off, right?
Yeah, and there was a banner actually at the end of the game, which I don't know if the TV cameras caught, but it said, obviously, Michael Carrick under a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
The banner said, passion and desire, the basics that we require. And it was actually a really hostile atmosphere.
Because they've spent a lot as well, haven't they?
Yeah.
They just got Kelechi Iheanacho as well.
Kelechi Iheanacho.
Yeah, but they so latte lath as well.
Yeah, which is huge.
To balance things.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And I see Steve Gibson's come out and backed him today.
Yes.
As well.
Yeah.
I think rightly so, you know. Young manager, he's had a couple of good seasons there.
Absolutely. And also I think the problem is when you sell a player of that magnitude who was scoring for you, they are questioning whether you really want to go up. Is it a case of you could have kept this guy until the summer, got you up in the playoffs, then sold him? But, you know, it's fans. They want everything, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Morgan Whittaker also come in for Borough as well. So they've got some good players. Let's talk about the back pages, shall we? Because on the back of the Mirror, we've got this story regarding Casemiro. The headline here being more bad news. Cass wants to stay. With Casemiro has stunned Manchester United by declaring that he wants to stay at Old Trafford to see out his contract. Now, he's 32 years old, the Brazilian midfielder. He's on 300 grand a week, which does not expire until the end of next summer. I mean, Troy, do you think he's proven his worth? Should he, carry on past his contract, perhaps?
No, he's not proven his worth, but I'm not leaving. Yeah, you got to pay me every single penny of that before I leave.
Yeah, well, why would he leave?
He's 32.
Why would he leave if you're on that sort of money, Yeah. The delights of Saudi? I don't think so.
That's still going to be there in a year's time.
Yeah, of course.
Exactly,
Of course it is.
He's still going to have that career. I just think it just highlights just how poor the recruitment's been for Man United over the time period to give a player that age, that level of contract. And you're normally looking at the maturation of it, so you're expecting how's he going to be by the end of this contract? Yeah. And they're now starting to reap the rewards of it.
I thought he was hung out to dry at the weekend on Sunday, though, because he was put in an impossible role, a role that he couldn't play. He hasn't got the legs, he hasn't got the engine to do that anymore.
And I think as well, that midfield for Man United has been a problem for a while. They always empty it out. And I just think when you look at him, when he was at Real Madrid, you're passing the ball to Toni Kroos and Luka Modric. They kept the ball for 20, 30 passes. Now he's giving it, and they turn the ball over every 10 seconds.
Yeah. By the way, Paul, the Reading fan, he's tearing his hair out now because we're talking Man United.
Well, one last question on this, and then I'll move on to Thomas Tuchel. Casemiro has only started 4 out of 14 league games since Ruben Amorim has been in charge. In those starts, he's been substituted every time. So do you think he fits this system that Amorim wants to play? No. So you don't see him carrying on, even though...
The problem is that how they're going to get rid of him. They're going to have to pay him. But then it comes off your
£15 million a year. That £300 a week is 300 grand a week is so yeah, they'll definitely want to get him off their books. On to this other story. Thomas Tuchel, work from home arrangement is the headline in the back of the.
That's all he's done, isn't it?
Well, exactly.
Has he actually been in yet?
Well, that's the thing. So he has now missed 3 Premier League weekends, the 3rd round of the FA Cup, and all 4 Carabao Cup semi-final matches in his first 6.5 weeks as England head coach. Do you think it bothers you that he's bouncing between his life in Germany to England?
No, it doesn't bother me about that. It bothers me that I don't know what we're trying to do. I still don't. He hasn't come out and told us how we're going to play, what we're trying to do, who he's building a team around. I don't know what we're doing. So we've got to wait. He was announced in August, something like that. It was like towards the end of the year anyway. And then we haven't heard a press conference where he's saying, I plan to win the World Cup by doing X. That would not happen anywhere else. If he was a German manager now, he'd have to have a full plan of how, where, what and why. And we see him turn up in Switzerland once with Faker Rivers got a 20-second interview with him. Yeah. Can we just see what we're going to do, please?
I mean, hey, look, £5 million in his 18-month contract. Why would you expect him to go to games? But slightly in his defence. FA Cup weekend, he's going to be thinking a lot of sides are going to play reserve teams. Carabao Cup quarterfinal, same thing. They're going to think, maybe we were playing reserve teams. So,
also a lot of people work for the FA that go and watch games. I've seen a few at Southampton, Bournemouth the other day, looking at people and looking at how it works and asking certain questions. But I would like to see the England manager doing a little bit of work, personally.
I think he needs to be visible, doesn't
Absolutely.
he? He needs to be at grounds, letting the fans see him, letting people realise that he is doing that sort of work. But look, you know, the proof's in the pudding, isn't it?
Of course.
If we do well, we win games, nobody will care.
Absolutely.
Nobody will care.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's gone to 17 matches in his first 47 days in charge. So he has gone to games. I suppose it's just whether he's doing all the work behind the scenes, you know, and he knows most of these players anyway.
But that's not an excuse, though, is it? Because if we lose, all this has got to come back up. So you are, again, a lot of this is about optics. How does it look? And it doesn't look great if you're balancing and none of us know what's going on. Just in your line of work, Jeff, would you prefer to hear what we're going to do from an England point of view, what he's trying to do?
Yeah, but I sort of get why it's very difficult for him to come out and say, well, I'm going to play this way and I'm going to use these players. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I think, you know, he'll have his own thoughts.
Yeah,
I think we'll see it when the first games come.
Yeah,
around.
not necessarily the players, but I want to be front-footed, I want to be attacking, I want to do this. So we can get excited.
But he's going to say that anyway, isn't he?
But it's going to be like 3 days before the game, before a game against, I don't even know who we're playing this time round.
So it's Albania in March.
There you
World
go.
Cup qualifier.
Brilliant. So we'll play Albania with 27
Well,
nil.
I'll be Thomas Tuchel right now. I'll say, we're going to be on the front foot against Albania. We're going to attack from the start.
Yeah.
We're going to score as many goals as we possibly can. Yeah, that's what he would say, isn't it?
Yeah, you'd like to think so. Okay, what we're going to do when we get to the big games, mate, you're going to do what everybody else does and panic.
Win them.
Yeah.
Thanks, Katie. That was a look at today's back pages with Tesco Mobile for Business.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.